Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be doing some relaxing plant chores by converting plants to semi-hydroponic Leca. As always, please make sure you're hitting the like button for this video, as well as following me on Instagram at Grow Folds. So you'll see that I've actually gotten some plants from Houseplants, a local plant shop in Dallas, Texas, one of my favorites. And you can see that the first step to converting plants to semi-hydro is to carefully remove as much of the soil substrate from the roots. So this one actually was a little bit watered, so the soil isn't coming off as quickly as it was if it were to be like a dried substrate, like dry soil. So I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful not to break the roots. Let me go ahead and clean. So I love to clean as I go. I've been doing better at that as well. But today's video is really going to be just moving my Aglaonema that I bought from Houseplants. And by the way, if you love all of these Aglaonemas that I'm featuring, you can start buying Aglaonemas now online from PetusPlanters.com. Definitely check it out. But as you can see right here, plant foldies. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie. I do daily plant content, typically big box store shopping, but today it's going to be relaxing plant chores. That is back from popular demand, but you can see I am patting down this. So I'm just going to carefully remove the soil from the roots. It is important to get as much of the soil off, so whenever you go to clean it, it's going to be a lot easier. But this Aglaonema I am working with is an Aglaonema Sparkling Sarah. And you can see, plant foldies, that I have successfully removed as much of the soil as possible. So we're going to move on to the next couple of Aglaonema. If you have any questions about the process of just removing the soil, or any type of question regarding converting plants from soil to semi-hydroponic substrate Leca, please leave that in the comments section. I respond to pretty much every single comment that's left in the comments section. And again, if you haven't already, please press the thumbs up or like button. It definitely pushes this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I would love to see us grow this community, and in the last couple of days, each premiere has been able to get 100 plus likes and thumbs up on these videos, and that has really helped push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. So the goal is to try to get at least 100 likes within a 24-hour span after this video premiere. So please take the time to do so. And then you can see right over here, plant foldies, this is an Aglaonema Red Legacy that I bought from a local plant nursery called Callaway's Nursery out in the Dallas market. And you can see that I was able to remove the soil pretty fast. This one doesn't have an extensive root system, so that is a little bit concerning. But you know, as far as Aglaonema going into semi-hydroponics, it is going to make it a lot easier. The next one I am working on is an Aglaonema Green Papuma from Houseplants. So this is again just removing the soil. So just carefully patting the soil down and removing it. I would say it's easier to remove the soil when the soil is not watered. So if the soil is dry or somewhat dry, the soil just falls off of the roots, which makes it a lot easier to remove it. Now, as far as the reason why you want to remove as much of the soil and clean up as much of the soil whenever you're moving it to semi-hydro is because you want to make sure that there are no signs of potential like root rot. If you have chunks of soil stuck on the roots, it could potentially create root rot whenever it does go into a semi-hydro situation. So that is the reason why we want to remove as much of the soil as possible. Is that always possible? Not necessarily, but less is definitely going to make it better results. And you can see this Aglaonema has some really healthy looking roots. Love the foliage of this particular Aglaonema as well. The Aglaonema Green Papua. And then the second step, is to spray with neem oil. And I do this for my plants and let it sit on my plants before I rinse it off for about 5 to 10 minutes just to get rid of any potential plant pests. I will spray the tops of the leaves, the bottoms of the leaves, the roots, and just let that neem oil soak over it. It's a DIY neem oil spray that I use, which is basically 2 tablespoons of the following ingredients. I used cold pressed neem oil from Amazon. I used 2 tablespoons of rubbing alcohol, 2 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide. I put that all into a spray bottle, which is actually We the Wild Neem Oil Protect Spray, because I really like how the spray bottle works. And then I fill it up with water, put 1 drop of Dawn dish soap, shake, 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 and spray it. It gets rid of any potential plant pests and keeps my leaves super clean. You can see that particular Aglaonema Red Legacy has a little bit of fungus on it, so I'm going to remove that leaf before I pot it up in semi-hydro. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just let it sit there. And then the third step is to rinse the soil off the roots completely. So you really want to make sure that when you're converting plants to semi-hydro, that you are removing all of the soil, or at least as much of the soil as possible. I am doing it under my sink, and like I say in all of my plant relaxing tour videos, I wouldn't really recommend cleaning and using the sink to remove the soil, because it could build up on your sink. But I have a really good garbage disposal, and again, it's still pretty cold out in North Dallas, so I don't really want to be using my hose. When I actually have warmer weather, I will use that. I will actually clean the roots out, because I do intend to convert all of my plants to semi-hydroponics. Right now I'm using Leca, but when Lechuza Pond is in stock on Amazon, I will go shopping there and buy that. But as you can see right here, a lot of the water gets rid of the soil, and that's really important. So plant foldies, make sure that you are really cleaning out the soil. I leave the neem oil on the stems and also the leaves, just as an added layer of protection. You never know in terms of just plant pests whether they're going to be there or not. And what I did notice about Aglaonema is they are susceptible to fungus. So in terms of that, I believe that neem oil spray will help with that, as well as just getting a fungicide type spray. I've noticed that some of my Aglaonema suffer from that, so I really want to stay close to it. But as you can see right here, beautiful, healthy looking roots, and that Aglaonema again was purchased from Peta's Planters. So we'll go ahead and keep cleaning the rest of the roots out with water. So I'm going to go ahead and get some more of these Aglaonema and repeat steps 1, 2, and 3. Basically, first step is, again, to remove all of the soil from the planter and get that ready to get rinsed out. This one is the Aglaonema 10 carat that I bought from Peta's Planters. Look at how gorgeous the leaves are. Here's the thing about Aglaonema. They can stay in soil, but with my busy lifestyle, I just find that semi-hydroponics, growing them in Leca, it makes plant care so much easier because you don't have to water them as much. Not that Aglaonema need to be watered. If you're going to grow them in soil, and here's some care tips for Aglaonema, only water the soil when the soil is completely dry. I would recommend putting them in a chunky soil mix that doesn't hold too much moisture, because you can potentially rot the roots. You know, if you look at the roots of Aglaonema, they're very thick. They're almost succulent like in the way they perform. And you can see right here, I am just tapping as much of the soil off, but there you go. And then as far as all of the other Aglaonema I'm going to be featuring here, you'll see that the rest of the video I won't do nearly as much commentary or talking. But again, steps 1 is to remove the soil. Step 2 is to spray it with neem oil spray, insecticidal soap if you don't have neem oil spray. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And then step 3 is to use water to rinse off all of the soil off the roots as much as possible. And this one is a pretty healthy looking root system again. And look at the gorgeous leaves. If you want to buy plants like this, you can go to PetasPlanters.com. She is now shipping plants online to the anywhere in the United States, I believe. Now, as far as this right here, take a look at this one again. This is another Aglaonema. This one is root bound, which is really good because now I am confident that this has a really good root system. I don't know the plant ID for this particular Aglaonema. So plant foldies, if you have any idea of this Aglaonema, please let me know. This almost looks like a philodendron silver sword. I love the white stems, and I ended up getting this again at Callaway's Nursery, and it looks like there might be 2 plants here. I'm going to go ahead and actually propagate it and separate it from the mother plant if it's not already a separate plant here. Love the leaves of this because it has that silver foliage, and again, you can see how healthy the roots are. Now, as far as converting plants from semi-hydroponic to like Leca, for instance, you really want to have healthy root system, and because these roots are going to actually go through a little bit of trauma. So what you're looking at right now are soil roots. But whenever you're moving soil roots to semi-hydro, it is common, and you can see right here, there is a separate plant here. So I am going to go pot this up, but it has a really extensive root system. That's how you can get some more free plants. Everybody loves some free plants, but in terms of the roots, they may end up rotting off or dying off. That's part of the conversion. And so if you see your plants declining in health a little bit, whenever you're moving into semi-hydro, have no fear. That is the process. Some people say that there isn't really an acclimation period that they can move, but I've noticed that there is a slight decline in health. So don't worry if, say, you lose a leaf or 2 in terms of just whenever you move these plants from soil to semi-hydroponics. It's part of the process. It's just developing a new root system that's a little bit more conducive to more water and less soil substrate. But you can see right here, 2 plants for the price of 1, and that is one way to save money on plants, is to propagate. So we're going to go ahead and go do steps 2 and 3, which is basically to spray down the plant, all of it, especially the roots, in case there are any eggs from plant pests. That will get rid of it. Spray the tops of the leaves to add that extra layer of protection. And we're going to go ahead and go to step 3 next, which is just to rinse the roots with water to get rid of every single speck of soil if possible. And plant foldies, you can see that neem oil is my best friend. It really has helped with plant pests in my collection. And as far as Aglaonema, they tend to be a little bit more susceptible to fungus, so you'll get some of these leaves that start to melt, and that's really just fungus. So by spraying the neem oil spray, it does help with that. And I would just say, as a maintenance, I would definitely be spraying the leaves and the stems even after we transfer them to semi-hydro. The reason why you want to use self-watering planters that have a catch pot is you can also flush out the leca, and we'll talk more about that in detail. But you can see right here, gorgeous Aglaonema 10 carat that I bought from Peta's Planters. So definitely check out petasplanters.com. She is shipping out some of these rare Aglaonemas. You already know plant foldies. If you are a certified plant foldie, you want to make sure that you add some Aglaonema to your collection. But you can see this 10 carat Aglaonema has some pretty strong roots right there. And I really just want to make sure that I am cleaning the roots out as best as possible. I mean, take a look at that. And it's even got some more secondary roots starting to form, beautiful foliage. And we're going to keep moving on to the next step, which is to pot these beautiful Aglaonema up. And you can see this is the third one right here, just a little tiny one. You can see that this one is separated from the other Aglaonema. And that's the thing I love about Aglaonemas, is that they shoot up little pups that you can separate. So I love them. And hopefully if you like this type of content where I show you my relaxing plant chores, how to do plant propagations, how to do semi-hydro conversions, please make sure you leave that in the comments section. And if you've made it this far into the video and if you haven't pressed the thumbs up or like button, please press the thumbs up or like button. We're hoping that we can at least get 100 likes and thumbs up within 24 hours of this video premiering. That way it gets pushed out to even more plant lovers like yourself. And as soon as I'm done cleaning up the roots, you also want to clean as you go. So definitely cleaning up your sink like that. I'm using hot water, and then I'm going to use the garbage disposal to just break up anything that could potentially clog up my sink. So we're going to go ahead and move to the next step after this. And I actually have one more bonus Aglaonema. So this one is actually a jumbo Aglaonema golden fluorite that I got as a trending tropicals Costa Farm plant for $19.84 while I was out big box store plant shopping at Walmart. So you already know Walmart has some great plant farms, and you can see that I will be actually converting this large Aglaonema into a 7-inch planter. You can see that there is one leaf here, and that is an example of fungus type stuff going on with that leaf. So whenever I get rid of all of the soil from these Aglaonema, I'm definitely going to pull out that one leaf that has that situation going on. I'm definitely going to spray this Aglaonema down, make sure that the leaves are clean, and we should be good to go. So I'm actually removing some of the dead leaves or potential leaves that are about to die. That way it doesn't take, the plant doesn't actually spend its energy putting it toward those leaves that are about to die, and actually focuses it on the leaves that are healthy. And I'm going to go ahead and reuse this soil. I can use this pot for like some propagations. I try not to be wasteful with any of the plants, planters, soil, etc., etc. So that's just me, but you can see that I got two big Aglaonema from this, and that is the that one leaf that you definitely want to get rid of. Anytime you see any melting leaves or anything of that could be potential fungus, and you want to make sure that you're spraying down your plant with either fungicide or neem oil spray. I prefer to put like neem oil spray just because it isn't like a poison. It's more of a natural alternative, and I tend to like more organic alternatives versus any like really harsh chemicals or pesticides. But that's just me. But you can see that this is a super healthy Aglaonema, and I wanted to buy these Aglaonema even though I have so many Aglaonema golden fluorites, is because the sizes of the leaves are already large, and it would really be nice to see this get even larger. Plant folies, let me know in the comment section what you think of these Aglaonema. Should I keep them separate, or should I keep them together? I'm leaning more of just keeping them together so I have a nice full plant, but I could theoretically pot these up in 5-inch self-watering planters. But you can see, again, it's the whole process of getting rid of as much of the soil as possible, and then I'm going to just repeat steps 1, 2, and 3 on converting plants to semi-hydro. And so you can see right here, I am going to go ahead and spray down the Aglaonema again with a lot of neem oil spray. Again, my recipe for my plant foldy or my foldy mist neem oil spray is a spray bottle, 2 tablespoons of cold press organic neem oil you can buy on Amazon, 2 tablespoons of rubbing alcohol, 70 or 90% strength, 2 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide. Fill the bottle up with those ingredients, fill it up with water, drop a Dawn dish soap drop, shake, 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 and you have a really nice pest preventative, plant cleaner. It does give your plants a natural shine, although I am going to use the final step and use We the Wild neem oil spray, the protect spray that you can buy from Target, and I'll show you that at the very end. But as you can see, again, plant foldies, I am just going to clean up the roots, and you can tell an Aglaonema is super healthy if the roots are really white and thick. Love it as well. And this is just why I love Aglaonema. And you know, for those that actually have Aglaonema or have converted Aglaonema to semi-hydro, and you have social media outlets like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, please use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. That's one word. We're trying to campaign to make Aglaonemas more trending, because it is a social experiment, a social media experiment of mine, to see if we really just talk about Aglaonema, post a bunch of pictures of Aglaonema, get people excited, get people talking about it, whether this plant can become a little bit more popular. I think it's an underrated plant. It's definitely one of the easiest plants to take care of, and there's so many colorful varieties. It's also low light tolerant, drought tolerant, and by converting it to semi-hydroponics in this Leca substrate, it's basically a plant you don't ever have to really worry about watering ever again. You just fill up the reservoir and it will take care of itself. And that is the reason why I feel like if you don't have Aglaonema, add one in your collection and go ahead and follow the process of me converting these plants into semi-hydro. Hopefully you are enjoying this type of content. I do a lot of shopping videos, big box or plant shopping videos, but it is fun for me. And you can see that I am still spraying down neem oil spray. You can never have enough neem oil spray. I swear it has really helped out with my past problems in the past. I don't really have a lot of pest issues that have occurred in this current state of my plant collection. on step 4 on converting plants from soil to semi-hydroponic Leca is to use the self-watering planters with the catch pot. What I did is I actually put a wick that will pull the moisture up. I pulled the string up a little bit further into the middle, and I just put a little bit of a bottom dressing at the very bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and pot up my Aglaonema 10 carat. I want to try to pot it up as deep into the pot as possible. That way it doesn't look leggy and it can potentially push out more baby pups. What's important about using Leca, which I bought from IKEA, so I go shopping at IKEA. It's only $9.99 US dollars to get one of these, and it really does last me a lot. I love that it is a little bit more of a cheaper alternative versus Lechuza Pond, although if I could choose Lechuza Pond, that would be the best substrate. But since Aglaonema have really thick roots, you don't necessarily need something like Lechuza Pond. Lechuza Pond is really best suited for plants that have more finer roots. So you know, Leca works well for me. And as far as this, I'm using a 6-inch self-watering planter that I bought from Amazon. If you are interested in buying these self-watering planters that I use for my Leca conversions, send me a direct message on Instagram. Again, my Instagram name is @growfold. I would love to connect with you, and I'm hoping that people will start to utilize these types of content that I make where you can convert plants into semi-hydro. It really is fun for me to create, and you can see that I am just tapping and shaking up the Leca. That way there are no large air pockets, and it really does settle onto the roots. I do that on all of my potting up, and then that will actually get rid of some of the debris. You can see at the very bottom of my potting mat, there is some of that dust. You want to try to get as much of that dust as possible. So again, I'm going to repeat it. Basically put a little bit of that Leca down, and then pull the wick string up further into the middle. You don't want it right at the bottom, so that way the water is pulled up into the middle of the pot and is constantly watering the plant. You can see right here, this is my Aglaonema green papuma. Again, beautiful plant, and I swear I am addicted to Aglaonemas. I'm really trying to get out of my plant addiction in terms of just wanting to spend money almost every day on plants. So plant foldies, if you want to support my my channel, if you feel like you would like to drop a monetary tip, and I am not ashamed to put that out there, just because I feel like some people may not know that there is a way to send a monetary tip to content creators. It's called a super sticker or a super thanks. It's at the very bottom right hand corner, the $sign. You can send any amount. Any amount is appreciated. If anything, it helps with my travel costs and just even my supplies to create this type of content. Obviously, my content is always going to be free, but if you feel the urge to at least support a content creator like me, you can always drop a super sticker. You can also do that during a live premiere chat where I will do a chat goal, and if we're able to accomplish it with the X amount of super stickers, I will be able to make another special type of video. And for those that have given me super stickers in the past, and for those that are thinking about giving me a super sticker in the future, thank you so much. It really does help support this channel. It helps grow my supplies and content, so I really appreciate that. And if you saw a little snippet, I am wearing my Grow Folds official t-shirt, which I will also list on my Instagram. But as you can see right here, this one has a really extensive root system. So when it comes to potting up plants, especially in Leca, you want to make sure that there is a bottom base, so the roots are just not sitting in like water. You want to have just a little bit more base for it to pull up that water into the Leca. And then, like I said, again, you just have to repeat the process of making sure you're slowly putting in the Leca, patting the sides of the pot. That way you can get rid of any of the air pockets. And that's basically it. It's super easy, very simple, and it's one that I would definitely say you need to make sure you stay on top of. It's just getting rid of the air pockets. So it might take a little bit. Hopefully I will keep showing you some of the rest of the Aglaonema I'm potting up. Again, if you made it this far into the video, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And I swear, now that I've been talking about the like button a little bit more, you guys have always come out full force. The plant folding community is amazing. Every single video that I have live premiered this week has hit over 100 likes within 24 hours. And I'm telling you, it is really helping push this community out. So if you're not logged into your YouTube account, if you're watching it just from your TV, either create a YouTube account so you can actually say hello on the live chat, or create a YouTube account so you can press the thumbs up button and comment in the comment section. Ask me any questions, especially when it comes to the demonstration I'm doing on how to convert your houseplants to semi-hydro, how to make your plant care super easy. I swear this has made plant care for me so easy because I don't have to worry so much about the watering portion. Again, let me know if you have any comments, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep demonstrating and potting up the plants. Enjoy the relaxing ASMR sounds as well. far as me potting up my plants, I did want to show you some origami, and please don't click off the video. It's literally going to take 60 seconds on how to make an origami paper crane. So this is just a slight commercial. I do this on a daily basis, and so for the channel name Grow folds, plant foldy. Plant is obviously the plant lover. Foldy is somebody that enjoys doing origami. I love doing origami, and you can see this is how to make an origami paper crane. I've noticed that whenever I inserted these videos, some people stop watching, so hopefully you will continue to watch this content because it is really fun. I really want to pepper in a little bit more of my personality, whether it's talking about my origami, art, or even beauty pageants. Being a Filipino American, I love beauty pageants. Filipinos are just really into beauty pageants. So that's just a little tidbit about me, but this is just me making an origami paper crane. I will show a more close-up version, but I hope that you guys will stick to the very end because you will see the final steps on how I converted the Aglaonema into semi-hydroponic. So enjoy the relaxing ASMR paper crinkle sounds. And here are the final steps. So step 5 is rinse the leca. And some people say you can skip on rinsing the leca, but I like to rinse the leca down so that way I can get rid of any of the dust and debris. That way it doesn't kind of just stick in the soil, the water reservoir. So I, rinse the soil, or not the soil, I'm sorry, the leca down for a good 30 seconds just to get a lot of that debris out. And then once I am done rinsing the leca, I will then water it with some nutrient solution. Please refer to my previous relaxing plant chores videos on how to mix the nutrient solution. In a nutshell, I use the Grow Concentrate by We the Wild. I use Super Thrive. I use Protect Silica Solution by Super Thrive, as well as Fox Farm fertilizers to mix up a very diluted nutrient solution. And the reason being is you don't want to just put water for the plant. The plant is going to definitely need nutrients in order for it to grow effectively and have actual growth. If you just give it water, it's kind of like if you fed yourself only bread and there's not enough nutrients and you're not really going to have growth. So after I actually rinse the leca, I'm going to go ahead and water the plant or this area with some nutrient solution so it gets on the leca balls. And then I'm going to actually put some more of the nutrient water solution in the actual self-watering planter, 50% of that, and then dilute it with some water so that way it's a very fine, minute way. I also, after I water the plant with nutrient solution, I will still spray it down with some neem oil spray. You can see that neem oil is really my best friend. I just feel like you can never have enough of it, and it's really effective in getting rid of any potential plant pests. It also gives a natural leaf shine. And then you can see right here, fill the nutrient solution pot up with that. So I do like about 50%, and then I'm going to go ahead and just dilute it a little bit more so with water. It just helps make sure that you're not overdosing the plant with nutrients, especially since it's taking up a lot of stress, you know, whenever you remove roots, right, and you put it into a new substrate, the plant is going to definitely be stressed. And so you don't want to over put a lot of nutrients on it. And again, as far as these conversions, these plants look really beautiful, and I would hope that they would remain looking this way. But if for some reason you start to see 1 or 2 leaves just declining, that is really part of the acclimation process. I disagree with anybody that says whenever you're doing conversions from soil to semi-hydro that plants shouldn't have an acclimation process. They should just be able to go in. But I've noticed that there's always a slight decline in their health, but then they bounce back and then they are perfectly fine, and then they're basically super easy to take care of. You can see I am going to go ahead and just do the same process for my Aglaonema green papuma and Aglaonema sparkling Sarah. Again, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments section. Let me know what Aglaonemas you like, and if you are going to place an online order on PetasPlanters.com, she will be sourcing out a bunch more rare Aglaonemas. I would hope that you could actually order from her. I will shout out Michael for actually ordering some Aglaonema, as well as a plant foldy. The first plant foldy to do an online order on the website was a plant foldy, I believe, from Virginia. So shout out to you if you're watching my videos. Thank you so much for supporting a small business and also supporting the Aglaonema campaign. So please post pictures of your Aglaonema on Instagram, Facebook. Use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema, that's one word, and tag me at Growfolds if you're on Instagram. I don't have a Facebook currently, but I did want to just point it out there. Let's go ahead and push that campaign so more people can become Aglaonema lovers. I did want to pot up, show you a demonstration of potting up this large Aglaonema using a clear planter that I bought from Peta's Planters. It's a 7-inch one, so it's just about an inch larger than the 6-inch planter that I originally had, that Aglaonema Golden Fluorite. So you can see that I'm spilling Leca everywhere, and you see that I have a really long self-watering wick string. I want to go ahead and pull it up right to the middle of the pot, because if you put it just at the bottom, it's really not going to reach a lot of the substrate. So you really want to make sure that at least that wick string is further up the pot. That way it will pull water all the way up to the middle of the pot and actually water the roots and keep the Leca substrate. And then you can see these are super healthy roots. And what I want to do is actually keep both Aglaonema together, so I have a nice full Aglaonema, and hopefully it'll keep pushing out more babies. I already saw about 3 or 4 little babies that I could have separated from these plants, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it. And then I'm basically going to get all of the Leca into this. I'm going to pat it and just make sure that I get this for you guys to see what that looks like. I won't be able to really show you much because the screen can't really get all of it, but it's really important, especially when you're using a large planter that you're, moving and making sure we get rid of all of the air pockets. I am potting up this plant about in the middle, so that way it's not sitting at the very bottom, especially when you have an Aglaonema with really established roots. The last thing you need to do is have the roots just sit in water. That's really not the point of doing semi-hydro. You want it to have enough to where it's actually pulling a little bit of water, but it's not necessarily sitting in water. Some people will fill the reservoir to the point where the roots are submerged. It could potentially work, but I feel like you would get more root rot. So I like to acclimate my semi-hydro. Like once the actual roots acclimate to being in semi-hydro, then you can fill up your water reservoir a little bit further up. I want it to be about 30 to 40% full, and let the wick self-watering string pull up the water for the roots to keep it just enough, hydrated. And then I would continue to actually put it up a little bit more. And I pretty much have it all potted up. You can see the roots are about 50% down the planter, and I really filled it up. So hopefully this plant will actually convert. I will be using an IKEA pot that I got on sale as a catch pot, and I'll put the water reservoir there. And then the final steps are going to be basically using leaf shine. So I'm actually using the We the Wild Neem Oil Protect Spray. This is actually the We the Wild formula where I'm going to spray it, and I'm using the We the Wild gloves. We the Wild doesn't actually sponsor me. I absolutely love their products, so I'm going to definitely keep promoting them. You can go to a big box store like Target where they're selling We the Wild products. They're very cost effective. I think the kit is like $24.99, but you get all of this, and I love it. So I'll spray it. The neem oil spray for We the Wild actually smells really good. It's not like the typical neem oil spray. And I just feel like taking that extra precaution of spraying it down, then rubbing pretty much every single leaf from the bottom and top, and even the stems and petioles, really gives the plant not only any potential protection from pests being rubbed off, but also giving it a nice shiny leaf. I call it really manicuring the plant. And when it comes to my plant care, this is the part that I really enjoy, is really taking care, massaging the plant and really accentuating the beautiful leaves of these Aglaonema. Again, plant foldies, let me know in the comment section what you think. And if you made it this far into the video and you haven't pressed the thumbs up or like button, I hope you would take the time to support me by doing that. It is a simple task, a simple gesture, but it is so impactful when it comes to pushing this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. But as you can see right here, I'm just going to repeat the process, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on the plants and converting semi-hydro. So please enjoy this little relaxing plant care that I'm doing for my Aglaonema. So plant foldies, these are the final products of my gorgeous Aglaonema that are now sitting in semi-hydroponic substrate, Leca. Notice the gorgeous Aglaonema Red Legacy. So I did get rid of one leaf that had a potential, not mold, but actual like fungus on it. That's the only thing I will say about Aglaonema that I'm learning, is that it is susceptible to fungus. So you really have to stay on top of spraying it with fungicide or neem oil spray and getting rid of any of the plants. But you can see how gorgeous the leaves are. I am a huge advocate of popularizing Aglaonema. Let me know in the comment section which Aglaonema of all the Aglaonemas I've featured on today's plant chores video that you like the most. I can't really pick a favorite. I love all of them because you'll notice that there is a lot of diversity in the colors, the leaf shape, the stem colors, everything about it. Like this Aglaonema green papuma, green plants need the love. I love it, and I'm just thankful that Peta's Planters sells it. It's a local shop in Dallas, Texas, so definitely check it out if you're in the Dallas area. But you can order from petasplanters.com. She will ship out these Aglaonema to you. You can see that these are very healthy plants, and it's very easy to convert them from soil to semi-hydroponic substrate. So I hope that you guys will try semi-hydro substrates. Please share in the comment section what that looks like for you. I wish somebody would give me the plant ID for this Aglaonema because it is beautiful. I love the silver foliage on it. And if you notice how gorgeous the leaves look when you take the time to leaf shine, highly recommend that plant product. The Wild Neem Oil Spray. It's called Protect. It is really good because it does repel a lot of the plant pests like spider mites, mealybugs, and thrifts. It's just a really good product, and it is organic. And then you can see right over here, we've got a gorgeous Aglaonema 10 carat. This is a really nice Aglaonema. It's a pretty large one considering this one is more uncommonly found in the United States. You would actually have to get a lot of these Aglaonema from overseas, specifically Indonesia. So if you are interested in getting some more hybrids, more rare or uncommon Aglaonema, I would recommend buying from greenspaces.id. That is an Indonesian website that will actually make the process of getting plants overseas see a lot easier. You can see some of my older videos of me doing unboxings and showing you how to acclimate imported plants successfully. But you can see right here, Aglaonema golden fluoride. This is my first time really potting up in Aglaonema in a large 7-inch planter, and you can see that I'm using this planter from IKEA. I have filled it up to about 30% full, so the bottom of the planter has no drainage hole, so I filled it up with nutrient solution, and hopefully this Aglaonema will convert and be a beautiful specimen. But I'm gonna give you the final look of my Aglaonema again. It's always fun to engage with you plant foldies. For those that really engage and chat with me, leave comments, leave encouraging words, make me feel appreciated. I am so thankful, and this is the reason why I feel like I will never disappear from YouTube. I can't take a break from y'all. I enjoy just talking to you directly, and hopefully my content also keeps you company. I know things can be a little bit tough sometimes, but just know that the plant foldy community is going to be there, as well as the cultivators. We are cultivators as well. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the Cultivation Corner Plant podcast. Can you believe that it's so close to season 2 premiere, February 18th, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard US time. So definitely tune into that. But as far as these Aglaonema, I mean, you can't really beat a beautiful Aglaonema. And you notice that putting all of these Aglaonema together shows the diversity of each one. And again, it's super easy to grow them. It's super easy to take care of them. If you keep them in soil substrates, put them in bright indirect light. They can tolerate lower light conditions, but make sure you do not overwater the Aglaonema. They prefer more chunky, fast draining soil. They like to be more on the drier side, because I noticed that if you put them in soils that retain a little bit more moisture, there's a potential for root rot. And you can tell if a Aglaonema is going through root rot because the bottoms of the leaves start to yellow and start to get mushy. That's kind of the signs of root rot. But when you move them to semi-hydrolyzed Leca, their roots actually convert to where it's a little bit more I guess acclimated to having a lot more water, which makes it a lot easier, because then you never really have to water the plant. And who doesn't really want to water their plant? I definitely wish I could get away with just not watering my plants, but alas, the only thing you have to do is make sure that you change out the nutrient water ever so often. You want to make sure that you keep it at a sustainable level. But as you can see right here, Aglaonema, green papuma, I think that this is probably my favorite one, alongside with the Aglaonema 10 carat, but all of them are gorgeous. I hope that I'm able to show you all of my Aglaonema at some point. Hopefully this has been a very educational, relaxing video. ShopPetusPlanters.com. Again, the majority of the plants I got are from her place. Please hit the thumbs up or like button. This definitely, please hit the like button for this video, so that way more plant lovers like yourself can see this video, as well as subscribing to my channel, Growfold, with all the notification bell on. This is Richie. I will definitely have a brand new video for you tomorrow. Bye.